He is her chain, she is his strength. Their power sealed with a kiss blurs the lines between salvation and subjugation. What am I talking about? Well, for the 600th time, let's find out. Hello and welcome to another episode of the Spiraken Manga Review. I'm your host Zan, saying konnichiwa, aloha, buongiorno, and what's up? Hope you're doing good and hope you're excited for another fun-filled episode of this awesome podcast you can find at www.spiraken.com. We're also on YouTube, Blue Skies, Spotify, iTunes, and various other social media sites. Just type in SPIRAKN. I'll guarantee you find us one way or the other. And if you're watching us on YouTube, remember to like, share, subscribe, and click on that bell for notification before we release new episodes. And I am so excited to be up to episode 600 of this awesome podcast because let's be honest, since May 15th of 2008, I've been doing this podcast with tons of different co-hosts, tons of different content, tons of different iterations, and we are still here. We're still kicking ass, taking names. And yes, I'm aware that things have been crazy in the world right now, but I hope to be someone that can take your mind off of the stuff that's going on in situations that are occurring and just take you to some normalcy with something unique and fun and different. And as always, if you love this show, let me know. Email me, send me your comments, your concerns, leave notes down below. Everything I get keeps giving me more motivation to keep doing this podcast. And now that we're 600, we are 400 away from episode 1000. And my goal is to hit that by our anniversary in May of 2018. Can we do it? Can I hit 1,000 episodes in that amount of time, especially with the fact that I kind of take some hiatuses now and then? I don't know, but it's a goal we can try to do. So let's see how we're going to do this. But more importantly, let's actually get to it, because if you remember for the last episode, I spun that one, that only, the Wheel of Manga, and today reviewing a manga that, well, let's be honest, it's one which is a little bit different. It's a little unique. We're talking about Chained Soldier. This was written by Takahiro with art by Yohei Takemura. And if you've never heard of those two, well, Takahiro is someone who's drawn a couple of unique things, including Suyo Kiss, Girls Beyond the Wasteland, and Kimi ga Aruji di Sujetsu ga Orede, which is a series which got a really weird anime. He also worked on Akame ga Kill, because he's the creator of Akame ga Kill. And this is not that. This is very different. This is the story of a young man and a girl who have to fight monsters while working together and a lot of other antics. Well, let's start off correctly, because this is the story of a world that in the year 2050, and in the year 2020, a bunch of mysterious gates opened up across Japan, leading to a unique alternate dimension called Mato, or the demonic metropolis. And when people decided to explore this, there were two things that they discovered. First were these giant creepy monsters known as Shuki that were super dangerous and were hostile to people. The other thing they found were this unique element, was a fruit that they called peaches. And whomever would eat a peach would gain supernatural powers. Well, not exactly. You see, turns out that the only people that would gain these powers were people with XX chromosome. Translation, only women got powers. Men didn't get powers. So because of that, the whole gender inequality was eradicated, and the world is now matriarchal because people with the power are in control, which is true and kind of cool. And it's guys, essentially, they work jobs, office jobs. Meanwhile, girls get powers and kick butt. I mean, you have some who are telekinetic, some who could fly, some who shoot fireballs, some who could change size, some who could duplicate other powers, and some who have more diabolical abilities. But our main character, he's just trying to survive his day in the life, because this is Yuki Wakuro. He is not doing that hot. He's just dealing with it. This world is different. All the popular guys are getting the girls, and he's just, this is life. I'm dealing with it. I'm just going to get a job. My sister disappeared, and things are going nowhere. So he is going to try to find his way in life and do what he does best, which is actually cleaning, sewing, and essentially being a housemaid. And as I said before, his sister disappeared in a weird disaster, which is known simply as a Mako warp, which is a Mato portal opens up and you get sucked into it. And this is what happened to his sister. So kind of stinks. And he's going home before school one day, And guess what? He gets sucked into the other world. And unfortunately, he is a regular guy who is not really strong, he's not really fast, and he's in a world where there are these giant creatures that want to eat him. He's kind of screwed at this point. So what can he do? Well, he can hope that one of the members of the Mato Defense Force find him. And this is an anti-demon force that are comprised of these superpowered women who protect mankind, live in the dimension, and fight the inhabitants of the world. See where this is going? So after he's hoping they can find someone, maybe he'll get out of there, maybe he'll be okay. One of the Shuki appear, attacks him. He's going to get his butt kicked. He's going to get eaten. Oh no, what is going to happen? And a really hot girl in a military uniform with a sword riding another creature shows up. This is Kyoka Uzen, the commander of the Mato Defense Force's 7th Squad. And she is going to save his ass by using her creature who's under her submissive power. Yes, she has unique power. Unfortunately, these Shuki kill her new pet, which kind of sucks. Like, oh, I guess this wasn't worth it. What are we going to do? We're kind of screwed here. I know what we'll do. Here's what we're going to do. My power is I can give power to someone else if they submit to me and become my slave. So I'm going to make you my slave, and in exchange, you're going to get power and you're going to protect me. Okay? And at first he's like, what the fuck? I can't do this. But he ends up agreeing to do this, and in a very fan servicey way, he ends up, well, licking her finger and gaining a superpower of becoming a really big dog-like creature that's super strong and super powerful with her powers of the slave ability. And he ends up wrecking all these Shuki that appeared. He kills them all, and he's in perfect sync with her controlling him, which is pretty cool. And then afterwards, after defeating them in an awesome fight sequence that's really dynamic and cool, she ends up thanking him by giving him a kiss. He's like, what's this about? He's like, well, my power rewards you for whatever you did. So based on the level of what you did, my ability will determine what you crave most. And I guess that you crave being kissed, which is really cool. You're just a little bit of a pervert, aren't you? And then she starts kissing him more. It's like, wait a minute. He's like, I didn't want this. And she ends up kind of molesting him because that's her compensation to him. And later on, we find out that the compensation is due to the severity of the ability. So if he fights one monster, maybe he'll get a piece of candy. If he kills a bunch of monsters, maybe it'll get a little more serious and frisky. Translation, we're going to get a lot of very spicy scenes coming up. And eventually, after a little bit, she convinces him that he should join her to help out at her headquarters for the 7th Squad and be their housekeeper. He'll be her servant in more ways than one, and then he'll work with her and her friends to fight these monsters. And he gets to be rewarded by her, which doesn't seem that bad. The only problem, though, as you probably can guess, is that all the girls in there are completely crazy. One of them wants to kill him straight up. One of them is trying to discover what his secret is and what is wrong with him. And another one is just a young girl who's essentially his senpai because she outranks him because she has powers. And this is the story of that. It's a story of a guy who's subjected by a bunch of girls who he's going to end up getting together with, end up getting different powers from because of it. And yeah, that is what this manga is about. And I'm going to be honest right now. It has been done better. Yes, a series with a main character who is contracted with a stronger partner, that has been done so many times. But this one is more, okay, contracted, you're going to get powers that are kind of cool, a world where only women have powers. This sounds kind of like Claymore. Oh, wait, no, but everyone has a different ability. Okay, that kind of checks out. All right. Oh, but then the other girls can access her power even though she's the only one who has the power. Wait, this is kind of a little like Fire Punch, where Fire Punch other people could use the same powers, but they can't really. Huh, this is kind of familiar a little bit. And then, yeah. Now, on the plus side, the plot side head. This is a severely fan servicey, tropey story, and obviously half the girls want to sleep with him halfway through. There's a sundry girl, and like I said, the housekeeper trope has been done. Love Hina did it better. Um, there's 20 I could name right now that I reviewed on the podcast. I mean, 600 episodes. I could name at least not even 20. I can do 40, which are the same harem element, same power construct element, same younger partner is with another character who's stronger and they work together, and the other person's to make the person better. This has been done over and over and over again, and this is the latest attempt, and I'm fine with that. Just it could be better. Now, off that topic, what is good about this? First off, the art is well done, and the scenes, which are the fights, are really dynamic. There's a lot going on with them. It's really action packed. And honestly, the fact that it is I like the flip on the gender equality thing where it's women have the power. I kind of like that element. It is a little Y the X-Man, just a little bit, but I do enjoy the fact that you have all these diverse powers. Yes, it is true though that a lot of the powers do repeat, or they are very like, wait, how can you do this if not? But whatever. The main thing is every chapter you're going to get two ecchi scenes involving Yuki and Kyoka, or one of the other girls, in a very compromising situation. That is very fan servicey. Someone sitting on someone's head, kissing, groping, so on and so forth. And to be honest with you, it's been much. So, well, anyway. So let's actually get to it. So the art style is okay. Characters, our main character is underdeveloped. He's literally just a blank slate. The secondary characters are the main characters, but again, this is mainly a fan service story. It doesn't matter. He's just a self-insert at this point. He should just be named You. And yeah, so there is a full release. There isn't a manga and anime to it, but honestly, I'll be honest. I'm going to give this typical reading material at local correctional facility or psychiatric institute our second lowest rating. And here's the reason why. First off, the positive. Like I said, it's fast-paced, action-packed sequences. And the creature designs for the Shuki are great. They're well designed. And also, a lot of the characters have good design work. But cons, over-reliance on fan service. The harem trope at its most extreme. You have this repetitive story structure where it's literally something happens, monster shows up, he does something perverted, they beat the monster, gets more perverted. That's it. It's repetitive. And I know last episode I gave Cat's Eye a pass on that because it was procedural, but this isn't procedural. This is literally like the story isn't going anywhere. It's just they're going to try their best and then bleh. It doesn't. The overarching story is not there. There is no reason for it. I mean, we get some elements with his missing sister, but we don't get any world building. It's just the basic of this is how the world works, nothing else. You don't see any impact, and it's really shallow. The tropes, like I said, it's got the power of love because that's where their power comes from. Because they love each other, they'll get abilities. Then you have obviously the ecchi harem where they're all perving on him. And yeah, overall, this is my second lowest rating. I mean, some of you are going to be like, it's amazing, it's great, what's wrong with you? And feel free to tell me that. Let me know your thoughts. Disagree with me. Email me, zanspiraken.com, or comment below. Why do you think that I am wrong on Chain Soldier? Why do you think that this is an amazing show that is worth all of that? Besides the elements that I've quoted, and I know I'm giving a very base version based on the first volume, and it may later on grow when you get more elements. Like, I know that you do have the fact that his sister is a Shuki, slight spoilers, but that an element that starts getting creative. But for the most part, it should be, this is a power that Kyoka has. He should only be able to transform for her, not for other characters. So one character is a duplicate. Okay, that can kind of work. But everybody else he transforms for, it's just, but like I said, this is a fan service series, so there's a reason what it's for. But like I said, if you agree with me or if you disagree with me, feel free to just, email me. Personally, it's Zan, that's Xan, @Spiraken.com, or tweet me at Spiraken. Let me know your thoughts. And, well, let's actually get to the manga releases for the week because we've got some really good ones. And the manga releases for the week are going to be Ascendance of a Bookworm, I Do Anything to Become a Librarian, Part 3, Volume 4. We've got Beyblade X, Volume 4. The Brilliant Healer's New Life in the Shadows, Volume 2. Campfire Cooking in Another World with My Absurd Skill, Omnibus 2. Case Closed, Volume 96. Classmates, Volume 7, Home. Destroy All Humans, Volume 5. Twisted Wonderland, The Book of Sevenclaw, Volume 2. And the anime for this is coming out. I'm excited to see how this turns out. Firefly Wedding, Volume 4. Gushing Over Magical Girls, Volume 4. Hate Me But Let Me Stay, Volume 5. Hyatt the Combat Butler, Volume 46. I Can't Stand Being Your Childhood Friend, Volume 1. In Another World with My Smartphone, Volume 30. Isekai Tensei Recruited to Another World, Volume 2. This is the manga version. Kill Blue, Volume 3. The Lady Knight and the Beast-Eared Child, Volume 4. Legend of Exorcism, Taobong Huyalu, Volume 3. Makina-san's a Lovebot, Volume 1. Malevolent Spirit Monogatari, Volume 12. Madoka Kuroso is Impervious to My Charm, Volume 13. My Dear Detective, Volume 4. Only I Know the World is Ending and Getting Killed by Rampaging Beasts Only Make Me Stronger, Volume 3. Phantom Busters, Volume 1. Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, Volume 3. Rainbows After Storms, Volume 6. Reborn as a Barrier Master, Volume 8. Reborn Rich, Volume 4. Reincarnated as a Sword, Volume 17, the light novel. Run Wild Seihei, Volume 3. Sensei's Mail Order Food, the Complete BL Manga Collection. She Professed Herself Pupil of the Wise Man, light novel number 13. Shimazaki in the Land of Peace, Volume 6. The 12 Kingdoms, Book 2, Shadow of the Moon, Shadow of the Sea, Part 2. Virgin Knight, I Became the Frontier Lord in a World Ruled by Women, Manga Volume 1. And last and certainly not least, we've got Yaiba Samurai Legend Volume 2. I believe this is a digital release. And these are the manga releases for the week. So let me know which ones you're most excited about or which ones you think are kind of eh. We had a lot of Volume 4s this week. But for me personally, my top 5 for this week are going to be Classmates Volume 7 Home, because this series actually is really poignant. Makani-san's a love bot. Well, it's going to be fan service, but it's not saying it's going to be anything else. My Dear Detective Volume 4, there's a lot of buzz behind this series, and I've heard it's really well done. So it's one we're definitely going to check out one of these days. Phantom Buster Volume 1, it is another demon detective series, but this one seems to have a twist that I don't want to spoil, but I want to see if it's worth checking out. In Virgin Knight, I Became the Lord of a Fantasy World, Volume 1. This one is another isekai, but this one I think could do something different with the medium. I'm pretty sure I'm wrong, but we could try. And like I said, after 600 episodes, there's a lot I've read. Everything from in episode 300 with Rurouni Kenshin to the infamous lost episode 100, where we reviewed not just Genshiken, not just, well, a lot of stuff we reviewed that episode. You know, episode 10 we reviewed Ranma 1/2. We just did Cat's Eye. We've reviewed so much over time. There's been so many ones. So actually, something I want to do for this next 100 episodes. If there's an episode you want me to go back to and try to reread or rediscuss an old series that I didn't give a proper shake in your opinion, email me at zanspiraken.com or tweet me at Spiraken. Let me know the manga that you want me to give a second pass to. My only rule is it has to be before the episode in question. So for this case in point, episode 600 doesn't count. So everything beforehand. So from 599 all the way to 1. If there's one you want me to talk about again, or you think I was too lenient on, or if one that you thought I was too rude about, or one that you think I could do an update on because it was re-released, let me know. Email me zanspiraken.com or tweet me at Spiraken. Let me know your thoughts. Anyway, I'd like to thank each and every one of you for checking out this YouTube video and podcast. Every email I get, every new comment I get, every new subscriber, it gives you more motivation to keep doing this podcast. I want to hit episode 1,000. I want to get at least 500 new subscribers before then. I want to hit 500 subscribers soon, and let's see what we can do. Everyone, thank you so much for checking this out. And with that, let's actually get to the part we've all waited for. My favorite part of this podcast. And what are we talking about? We are talking about that one, that only. The Wheel of Manga! Yes, friends, the Wheel of Manga, accept no substitute. Now, what is the Wheel of Manga? The Wheel of Manga is a Wheel of Fortune with 10 slots on it. What I've done is I've assigned a manga title to each 10 slots. So what we're going to do is spin the wheel. Whatever number it lands on, that's what we're going to review the next episode of the Spiraken Manga, episode 601. And we've got some great titles on here, some weird titles, and some which are a little questionable. So let's spin, see what we're going to review the next episode, shall we? And if you want Granted to be in more episodes, email me and let me know. Number 3, Cats at Work. Oh boy. This one is an interesting and odd story, but we'll get to it. So next episode, we're going to be talking about Cats at Work, the newest one by Panadero, which is one where they talked about, well, cats who are working. So let me know your thoughts. Anyway, as usual, I'm your host, Zan. I'm Gonzville. Thank you for 600 episodes. We're going to keep going for at least 400 more. Hopefully, maybe we'll make 2,000. Who knows? We'll see. But thank you so much. As usual, I'm your host, Zan. I'm Gonzville. Catch you guys next time. And keep reading manga. See you later.